Welcome to MTN Outdoors.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of MTN Outdoors. I'm your guide, Andy Curtis. And if you're anything like me, you are always thinking about hunting. Always. Always. Always! And if you're looking for your hunting fix, well, I'll try my best to help you in today's episode. Whether it's talking about hunting for dinosaur bones in Roundup or mosquitoes hunting for their next meal, we'll cover it all in today's episode. But first, our hunting opportunities got a nice little boost here recently with some more money coming to the block management program. MTN's Sam Hoyle has our story.
Hunters and landowners, you're probably going to want to listen up. Senate Bill 58 was just signed into law by Governor Greg Gianforte. The bill effectively doubles the cap for compensation for landowners who open up their land under a block management agreement.
It's really an exciting day for Montana. Today we're investing in the success of our block management program.
The bill brought by Republican Senator Steve Heimbaugh of Webo received support from both sides of the aisle in both chambers of the Montana legislature. According to Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, there are a plethora of block management areas scattered around Montana where private landowners open their gates to public hunting. But according to FWP, some BMAs see more use than others, and this law will help compensate those landowners for their willingness to be, in the governor's words, neighbors helping neighbors.
The $50,000 cap increases it so that landowners they're being appropriately compensated for the impacts and access that they provide. With the old cap, we were having some landowners have hundreds and thousands of hunter days that they weren't being compensated for. And that's a lot of impact. So that's one of the reasons this bill is really important.
According to Yoshioka, approximately 20 of the BMA cooperators were reaching the cap of $25,000 set by the 2021 legislature and says this bill will hopefully accommodate all of them. The law became effective immediately after the governor signed it. In Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN News.
It's hunting season here in Montana. But this week we're not looking for where the animals are, we're actually looking for where they were.
Members of the deer family, so deer, elk, and moose, they shed their antlers each year and regrow them during the summer. Really, collecting those shed antlers is an activity that a lot of people really look forward to. It's a chance to get outside. You know, spring is here, and people are able to go out and find, you know, a piece of nature, a piece of wildlife, and bring it home with them.
So where are you going to go? Well, not here. This is a state park. There are state lands you can venture onto, however, if you follow the rules.
And a lot of these wildlife management areas provide winter habitat for wildlife. That's why they're so popular to look for antlers. But in these places, there are seasonal closures still in effect that go until May 15th in many places.
Not too surprising, but these animals also spend some time on private land. Just like during the general hunt, you can't go there unless you get permission.
You know, make sure that you're talking with landowners if you want to recreate in those areas. You know, block management areas, for example, are just for hunting, right? They're not for looking for sheds, they're not for fishing. So if you want to recreate on those areas outside of the hunting season, outside of hunting in general, you need to have permission from the landowner.
Jacobson says this might be the easiest type of hunting in Montana.
Hunting for shed antlers is really just one of those first really fun outdoor recreation opportunities of springtime that you can get the whole family out and enjoy and find something that you can take home with you.
Jacobson says, always as a reminder, don't forget you're in bear country, so go prepared. And he says if you come up across any other animals, give them space. Let's face it, this winter's been harder on them than it has been on you. The Madison Buffalo Jump State Park, Chuck Lehman, MTN News.
And as you make your way out into the woods this spring, there's more that you'll have to keep an eye out for than just sheds, because there's a new threat making its way farther and farther out west. I'm talking about Lyme disease.
It was 5-6 years of hell.
That's how Len Orth describes his long battle with Lyme disease. Not long after a hunting trip, he noticed one of the telltale signs.
Bullseye. Yeah, they're kind of heavy red on the outside and another red circle in the middle.
But didn't give much thought to it at the time.
I had forgotten about the rashes. I really didn't think of Lyme.
He began to have problems with his memory, excruciating headaches and other strange symptoms doctors had no explanation for. They even began to suspect that he may have early onset dementia.
We refer to it as catatonic. I would sit with my eyes closed, or I'd be in bed sleeping almost all day long. I rarely opened my eyes. I was a wreck, Russ. It was awful.
Later, he learned Lyme disease was likely the culprit.
There's about 5 years of my life that I have a handful of memories from. And so it wasn't nearly as hard on me as it was on my wife.
The ticks that cause Lyme are not native to Montana, so it's understandable that doctors didn't suspect it, but it's not unheard of here.
We're seeing a migration of ticks that we've never seen before in the state. So it's important to be careful when you're out and about checking your body for ticks, because now we are seeing an uptick in Lyme disease with the increase in climate temperature.
The most common symptoms of tick-related illnesses include fever and chills, aches and pains, and distinctive rashes. Dr. Saunders says if you're at any kind of brushy area, even here in town, that it's important to check for ticks.
They like to hide in belly buttons, they like to hide behind ears, on your dog in the little leg crevices, make sure you check there, and even on their eyelids.
Saunders suggests letting your doctor know if you've been bitten, definitely if you notice a rash. She says both Lyme and Rocky Mountain spotted fever can be treated with antibiotics successfully, especially if found early.
Give ear to my words, O Lord.
As for Len, he's now singing an entirely different tune. He says he still has some short-term memory problems, but has returned to doing many of the things he loves once again, like hunting and playing the piano.
It just blew me away that I could do that after coming out of such a long, it's such a blessing.
There are some species of animals that we do want to see a lot more of here in Montana, and perch happen to be one of them. In this next story, MTN's Tom Buchanan shows us how Christmas came early for the tasty fish. Well, I guess technically it came late. Either way, they're getting a Christmas present from us in Canyon Ferry Lake.
These helicopters behind me carrying lines of old Christmas trees are actually helping to create new perch spawning habitat. Started in 1999 due to declining perch levels, Pines for Perch works to create a spawning habitat for perch to increase their numbers. This not only allows other species to continue to thrive, but also anglers to chase this popular fish on the reservoir.
It's a dual purpose. It's to provide a forage source for the other species of fish that do eat fish, and also to provide some harvest by anglers to come out and catch perch.
During the winter, natural Christmas trees are collected after the holidays. In March, the Boy Scouts help to string these Christmas trees together with cable and weigh them down with cinder blocks. Each grouping weighs anywhere from around 1,400 to 1,900 pounds. The cinder blocks allow the trees to sink to the bottom, where they become perch spawning habitat. The flying out and dumping of the trees into Canyon Ferry Reservoir is a joint effort between Montana FWP and the DNRC. The helicopters fly exceptionally low in order for one team member to hook a bundle of trees to the bottom, while another member guides the helicopter in and away. Once the load is secured, the pilot flies out to a spot in the reservoir designated by FWP. This route is a great way to refresh memories and dust off the boots before the bulk of wildfire season begins.
So it's a good way to kind of knock off the dust, work on that coordination with the pilots, get comfortable working around the aircraft again.
Reporting in Townsend, Tom Buchanan, MTN News.
And that brings us to this week's MTN Outdoors trivia question, and it has to do again with that tasty fish, the perch. So here we go. The average length of a yellow perch is about 7.5 inches. So knowing that little piece of information, What is the length of the longest yellow perch on record according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service? Is it A, 15.5 inches, B, 19.7 inches, or C, 20 inches? Now, I'm sure a family member of yours has claimed to have caught a perch that is at least one of those sizes, even though nobody saw it. So give them a quick call and check, and we'll have your answer when we come back.
We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. The weather's getting warmer and you're running out of excuses not to be outside fishing all across Montana. So in the spirit of that, this week's MTN Outdoors trivia question I asked before the break has to do with fishing, specifically one tasty fish, the perch. So just in case you missed it, here we go one more time. The average length of a yellow perch is about 7.5 inches. So knowing that, what is the length of the longest yellow perch recorded according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service? Is it A, 15.5 inches, B, 19.7 inches, or C, a flat 20 inches? Now, if you said, psh, all of those are a lot smaller than the one I caught, well, prove it, mister, and send me a picture of your monster fish to andy.curtis@ktvh.com. Until that happens, the length on record is 19.7 inches. Now, yellow perch spawning occurs in the spring as water temperatures rise along the shorelines, and they look for submerged vegetation, dead branches, and trees. So keep that in mind while you're fishing out there right now. But not all warm water is good warm water. In these next stories, we'll see how some stagnant bodies of water are producing pesky, flying, biting insects. But there are some Montanans trying to fight that. And MTN's Asherline is about to show us how too much water can be a real bad thing for our state's farmers.
With heavy snowmelt comes the risk for heavy flooding, and parts of the Highline are experiencing that right now. Several counties have declared disaster, including Blaine County, where officials say flooding isn't as bad as it could have been, but are preparing for more flooding with more snow that still needs to melt.
There's still concerns throughout all of Blaine County with the snow that we got last week and the additional snow that we're going to see this week, and the rain is going to continue to cause issues. We are going to see the creeks and the Milk River take another rise and cause some issues for us. We're hoping that it's a little slower so it doesn't cause any major impacts.
Some roads were damaged and even washed out, but officials are still ready for what's coming.
We didn't lose a lot completely, didn't have them wash out completely, but we have quite a few that probably got ate into a third to 2/3, across where the water washed back under the culvert. We have the equipment, ready to go and stuff, so if we have to, and it's based on priority to, certain roads have way more traffic than others.
The flooding is affecting not only roads, but farmers and ranchers as well. Tony English and his wife Dixie live just outside of Zurich, above the floodplain. He says that hypothetically they could still be at their house right now, but because of the risk, they're staying in an RV in Havre. The risk is too great for them to stay home and chance more flooding, but fortunately, their neighbors are lending a helping hand.
We've got really good neighbors. I've got my neighbor that he was going over when the river was really high. Every other day he'd go over to check. I had one neighbor across the river, he feeds for me. We really don't want to go, but it's a practical thing to do.
Another Blaine County resident, John Baker, farms just outside of Harlem and has yet to start seeding this year for his crops. To put it in perspective, they finished seeding last year on April 15th, and now we're almost into May and they haven't even started.
Pretty nervous. You never know what Mother Nature's going to bring. Out there, we just didn't know, if the drainage systems were going to hold, and the ditches were all full of water. And if one of those washes out, it can definitely make things a lot worse.
He says the water has mostly receded from their land, but still have about 130 acres submerged underwater. Baker says the outlook is looking more and more positive each day as they await to get seed in the ground.
Things are looking up. I'm watching that giant lake up on my property up here gets smaller and smaller every day, and that makes me smile. I go check it, sit and watch water. It's like watching paint dry sometimes, but you know, every few gallons that goes over the into the drainage ditch there is going to be a few more gallons closer to getting out in the field and getting a crop started this year.
Blaine County residents are encouraged to follow the Blaine County Road Department Facebook page for further updates regarding the flooding. Reporting from the High Line, Asher Lined, MTN News.
To some, it may be a surprise, but others who have lived in Fort Bend for much of their lives say mosquitoes have been rampant for quite some time. And while some measures have been taken in an effort to reduce those populations, it simply hasn't been enough. But one grad student is looking to take on a unique approach in reducing these populations. Allie Manuel is a grad student at the University of Montana's Public Health Master's degree. Her project is to help mitigate Fort Bend's mosquito population by increasing bat habitats in the area.
And I have a background working with bats. I have a background in my degrees in zoology. I worked with bats in a research setting for about a year, and I thought it was a really great idea, and I kind of took it and ran with it, developed a public health framework around it.
That work starts with a presentation in Fort Benton where she receives public input regarding her plans for the project. The idea started from a local Fort Benton native who said mosquitoes have posed some challenges for quite some time.
Lewis and Clark wrote about this hundreds of years ago. It was a problem growing up. It seems to be a problem today. And so we're trying to install some environmental agents that can potentially assuage this issue.
Montana is said to be home of 50 species of mosquitoes. The desired bat believed to be most appropriate was the little brown bat due to its smaller size and their ability to live in man-made structures.
So they just really were the perfect bat to kind of highlight as something that could come in and help with, predate on mosquitoes, and also would benefit from having the intervention, which is more bat boxes around town.
As a part of her project, Allie said she doesn't want to be just some outside source, which is why she is gearing her focus towards hearing what the Fort Bend community thinks would make this a lasting project.
Any challenges that arise, I think that I have a pretty strong team that's here to support me, and we'll be able to meet them.
Now, in terms of next steps, Allie plans to work with people in Fort Benton to build bat boxes and mansions while helping them learn more about the mammals. She will also discuss the various ways to reduce mosquito populations in such a way that it will cause no harm to the environment. In Fort Benton, Cade Mentor, MTN News.
All right, I know the weather's been good out there right now, but this season marks an important window for the Low National Forest just to our west. It's the optimal time for prescribed burning right now. Many National Forest staff do controlled burns during the spring and fall here in Montana. They prioritize areas with the most risk, like public land close to private property. Each burn is planned well in advance, but the Forest Service has to be ready to adjust their schedule because of weather and changing conditions. Well, stick around everybody, because when we come back, we'll see how Roundup is hoping to become a tourist destination following a big dino discovery in Muscle County. We'll have plenty more MTN Outdoors for you right after this.
We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Hey, welcome back everybody. Thanks for sticking around with us here for this week's episode of MTN Outdoors. And Roundup is looking to become a big Montana tourist destination after a big dinosaur fossil discovery in Muscle County. MTN's Kelsey Marison takes us inside the new and improved museum after the old one was quickly filling up with fossils.
Here in Roundup, crowds will be drawn from far and wide to see some exciting new exhibits at the Muscle Valley Historical Museum. This T-Rex toe claw is just one of many prehistoric artifacts on display, and the museum's opening day is right around the corner.
When I was little, I always enjoyed dinosaurs and reading about them.
Residents of Roundup have always been able to read about dinosaurs, but this is a first.
You're going to find it in pieces. You're not going to find a whole skeleton.
A chance to see them, or at least their bones, up close.
I never had an opportunity to go to a museum like this, and with the digs that he's going to be providing in the area, gives the kids something to do.
The Muscle Valley Historical Museum in Roundup is gearing up for opening day and has an exciting new expansion to boast.
It's a big deal. We're super excited about this. not just because of the foundation and what we're doing as an organization, but what it means to Roundup.
It's called the Dinosaur Depot, and it's a space for the many fossils recently found in the area to be displayed.
We do digs and we take people out and let them actually experience the excitement of finding something, and then they can come to the museum, and when the signs are up in here, it says found by this person and your name's in the museum now.
Tom Hebert founded the Earth Sciences Foundation, a nonprofit working to bring people of all ages out on dinosaur digs. And because of all of those fossils, the museum needed more space, so this edition was built and its grand opening is right around the corner.
What Roundup needs more than anything is a resurgence of interest in all of the cool stuff that we're doing here. Having cool restaurants, having dinosaur fossils, and all kinds of things that make Roundup special.
And even more people may soon be visiting Roundup if all goes according to plan this weekend.
I'm going to try to get our museum on the Montana Dinosaur Trail and be a part of that wonderful trail that goes around Montana.
A dino development that could mean more visitors.
You'll have to come down and check it out.
And dino dividends for the entire town.
I know what it would mean to this community and the area, just from a pride standpoint of we're Roundup, we're on the dinosaur trail. You know, we're here.
In Roundup, Kelsey Marison, MTN News.
All right, everybody, that should just about do it for us here this week at MTN Outdoors. Thank you once again for spending some time with me. And remember, it's my weekly plea. With the weather getting a lot nicer around the state, I know you're outside enjoying the great outdoors. Maybe you're here at Spring Meadow Lake State Park in Helena. If you are, take a photo of yourself hiking, biking, camping, kayaking, fishing. If you're doing it outside, I want to see it. As long as it's legal, send it to andy.curtis@ktvh.com and you could see yourself at the end of a future episode. And with that, let's take a look at this week's MTN Outdoors brag board. Well, this week's MTN Outdoors brag board is for the birds, starting with a photo sent in to us by Rick Clark. Now, he sent in this picture a few weeks ago when we still had some snow on the ground, writing, "Winter is not over yet, wink wink." He watched this northern pygmy owl feeding on a dark-eyed junco it had just caught. Apparently the owl was stalking out a bird feeder behind Rick's house and picked off the smaller bird for a little fast food. Thanks for all the pictures, Rick, and please keep them coming. This next fine feathered photo is from Christy, who snapped this picture of 3 pelicans in the Helena area. She seemed pretty excited to share it with us, so we could share it with you. Thanks a lot for this picture, Christy, and thank you even more for watching. Thanks again to everybody who sent in a picture, and keep them coming to andy.curtis@ktvh.com. And until next week, stay safe, stay cool, and I'll see you out there.